Hello everybody, it is Emery48 here and welcome back to Catalyst, a Rogue One novel. We pick up in this video with Part 2, The Pursuit of Peace. Chapter 14, Congruence. Krennic met with Tarkin discussing updates on the building of the battle station. Haas Obit is on Rajatiri, a smuggler's planet. Haas met with Ranos Yali, a Nautolan, and two humans, Ribert and another one who is unnamed. Two patrons of the bar started to fight, but were quickly arrested by stormtroopers. Matisse entered and Haas spoke with him privately. Haas and other smugglers have been finding it hard to find jobs since the war ended. Matisse offered Haas work, smuggling old separatist weaponry being held in a warehouse he works at. Haas is weary as he doesn't want to go to Imperial prison. Chapter 15, On the Shoulders of Giants. Galen was able to begin working in his new research facility on Coruscant, which was completed 10 months after he spoke with Krennic on Kanzi. The largest kyber crystal Galen had ever seen was delivered to the lab. It had been Jedi Order property. They had taken it off a criminal organization trying to sell it to the Separatists during the war. Haas, Yali, Ribert, and the other human made their first run for Matisse, and earned more for the run than they had throughout the entirety of the Clone Wars. Lyra is worried for Galen because he is obsessing over his research and accepting Imperial propaganda, including considering the Jedi as enemies to the Empire. He also will only call Palpatine Emperor, even when in private. Krennic was listening in on Galen and Lyra's conversation. He is happy with how Galen is talking very pro-Empire, however he is worried about Lyra's tone. Chapter 16, Unexpected Value. Matisse had another job for Haas, this time on Wadi Rafa. Tarkin is in command of the investigation into a weapons shipment on Samovar, which is where Haas had delivered to. This is also so the Empire can take control of the mines on Samovar, which have valuable resources needed for the battle station. A research facility in Malpaz had a failed kyber weaponization experiment, exploding the factory, setting the surrounding city on fire, and causing a nuclear plant to leak radiation. Estimates are more than 10,000 civilians will die from the accident. Krennic is looking for something to blame the accident on. The scientists said they followed the notes from Galen, who doesn't know his research is being weaponized on another planet. The scientists struggled to decipher Galen's notes. They believe that is why the experiment went wrong. Chapter 17, Material Implications. Haas made the weapons delivery to Wadi Rafa. It is another mining legacy world that mines the same materials as Samovar. Haas has realized that the weapons deliveries are set up by the Empire so they can have an excuse for taking over the mines on these planets. Reva called the Erso residents. Lyra picked up as Galen was still doing research. Reva said she tried contacting some scientists who had been working on Malpaz, and she cannot connect with them. Reva wanted the Ersos to know that she is currently working on Hypori. Masameda met with Krennic and announced his displeasure at the lack of progress being made on the weapon for the battle station. Krennic asked for a promotion, as it would send a message to all working below him to be more efficient. Chapter 18, Combinatory Play. Haas met with an Imperial Major on Ryloth. He was informed that Matisse had died in an industrial accident and that Krennic wanted him to come to Coruscant. Haas was not happy about it but accepted. Haas saw in a news article that Wadi Rafa met the same fate as Samovar. A protest erupted against the Empire on Ryloth during a celebration of liberation from a battle won during the Clone Wars. Stormtroopers fired at the protesters, and Haas knew the Empire would use this as an excuse to take control of yet another planet. Krennic visited the Ersos and offered Lyra a survey job off-planet collecting kyber crystals. He said it was safe enough for Lyra to bring Jyn. Lyra is suspicious of the offer, but Galen told her it would be a great opportunity for her and a great experience for Jyn to explore a different world. Lyra and Jyn met Nari Sable, one of Lyra's childhood friends and former co-workers at the spaceport. Nari is going to work with Jyn on this survey mission. Haas is their pilot. Lyra is suspicious that Haas is a spy for Krennic, but Haas assured them that he is just a pilot, and that is what he was the last time they met as well. Chapter 19, Closed Interval. Krennic and Galen met to discuss his progress. Krennic wants to bring Galen off planet for a short time. Lyra, Jyn, Neri, and Haas have arrived on Alpine, which has an application in to become a legacy world. Haas became the chef for the group and babysitter of Jyn, while Lyra and Nari worked surveying the cave system to find the Kyber crystal veins. Krennic brought Galen to Malpaz space and showed him the site of the accident. Krennic told Galen that the destruction on Malpaz was an attack from anarchists going against the Empire. Galen revealed that he is close to tapping into the full potential of the Kyber crystals. Chapter 20, Deep Truth. After 3 months of surveying, Lyra and Neri found a different kind of crystal but no Kyber, and were ready to leave. Lyra was saddened because finding the Kyber would guarantee Alpine becomes a legacy world. Haas told them that being a legacy world no longer guarantees protection, now that the Empire is in charge. Haas brought Lyra and Neri to Samovar space after leaving Alpine, showing them what the Empire has done to the planet. Krennic had Galen sign NDAs which would not allow him to discuss his research with anyone outside the project, including Lyra. Lyra discussed her doubts with Galen about the Empire. Galen spoke very pro-Empire in his responses, saying whatever atrocities they are committing on some worlds are to benefit the galaxy as a whole. He also revealed that he had seen Malpaz, which is proof that Krennic is not lying to Galen, supposedly. Lyra realized that Galen isn't telling her everything, and he revealed he had signed an oath of secrecy. Chapter 21, Subgroups. Haas is explaining the next weapons delivery mission to Epiphany, a moon in the Salient system owned by Zerpan Industries. Saw Gerrera is critical of the plan. Krennic had given Haas this mission. Saw Gerrera is suspicious of a double cross from the Empire. Haas and his crew never made it to Epiphany. Salient is an autonomous system, meaning the Empire doesn't have jurisdiction. A general from Salient has told Tarkin he has to leave the system shortly after he arrived. Haas had warned the people of Salient that they were the Empire's next target. Haas, Saw, Molo, and Yali are working with Salient to stand up to the Empire. Krennic, Reva, and Sahali watched as the first test fire of the weapon created from Galen's research was fired into 2 collapsed stars. Chapter 22, Exit Wounds. Tarkin's ship is being attacked by 3 warships and an autopiloted ship, likely with explosives. Tarkin is suspicious of Krennic, thinking he could have set this all up to stall Tarkin and make him look bad. Krennic spoke with a meta after the test fire and was promoted to commander. Krennic met with Lyra and essentially cross-examined her to see if she would tell him the truth about their visit to Samovar and her talks with Galen, which she did for the most part. Krennic then also threatened difficulty to Lyra and her family if she interrupts Galen's work or stresses him to a point where his efficiency lessens. That wraps up part 2. I'll finish up the book in part 3 next time. Thank you everybody so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.